Welcome to BTEC Travel and Tourism Level 3. My name is Mr. Rosser and I run this course and I teach it alongside Mrs. Jatta. This presentation is going to be about the course and what you can expect, and also some of our success stories and the future for you if you decide to take it on. As you can see from this slide, we run a successful course with the last group of students that did the BTEC Travel and Tourism Level 3 gaining 100% distinction star or distinction. Most of these then went on to university places, and I'll discuss a little bit of this on the next few slides. We do a lot of coursework as part of this course, and I do think that that helps students to really achieve. However, as I'll talk about a little bit later on, there are now some exams involved in the new BTEC. This is just a small selection of students who've been successful with BTEC Travel and Tourism. We teach a range of students of a range of abilities, and we always manage to get the best out of them. With it being a BTEC and it being very much work related, students can work hard at home and at school on pieces of coursework and get these up to the best level that they can possibly be, and this does help them to be very successful. I'll talk about each of these students individually on the next few slides, and as you'll see, some of them have gone on to carry on with travel and tourism in their further careers or at university, and some of them have gone off in other directions. The course is useful for doing both those things. As you can see from this slide, Tom was very successful at travel and tourism. He managed to get the course finished in a shorter amount of time than other students, and so, as you can see from his result, managed to do a couple more modules which gave him basically the equivalent of 1.5 A levels. So he got a distinction star in his main BTEC, and in the extra work that he did, he also got a distinction. This, combined with his information technology and business courses, allowed him then to go on to do a tourism and events management course, and he's studying this currently at York St John. Tom was very committed to the course because it was something that he wanted to do afterwards, but he also worked very, very hard on his coursework in order to make sure that it was the best it could possibly be. And he did this in class and at home as well. Was open to discussing how he could improve, what extra knowledge he needed to do, what extra research he needed to do, and then took that advice away and produced the best work that he possibly could. And as you can see, he's hoping to have a career in tourism and events management after he finishes at university. Neve was also very successful at travel and tourism, gaining a distinction star from the main 6 pieces of coursework that she did over the 2-year period. Neve then took a year off working, and now she's off to university this year at the University of Salford to undertake nursing, and hopes to work long term in mental health. She worked very hard at the course. She really enjoyed her travel and tourism, and was again very good at research, would act on any advice given to her, and was always keen to improve everything that she did. Emma and Hannah did a slightly different course, as the BTEC wasn't running last year. This course is new this year, and as a result, they did what was equivalent to an A level, gaining A and B grades. They've gone on to do PE and school sport degree at Edge Hill University, and I believe they hope to become PE teachers eventually. Okay, again, they worked very hard. They had to sit exams as part of this course that they did, and that's why it's relevant to talk about, because on the new course, as I'll mention in a few minutes, there are some exams in comparison to the old course that Tom and Neve did, where there were no examinations at all. It was just all coursework. We currently run the new BTEC Travel and Tourism in years 12 and year 13. The year 13 students are very keen on the course. They really seem to be enjoying it, even though they've obviously had their time at the sixth form slightly disrupted. For example, Jessica would like to be an air hostess, so the course is ideal for her because it'll give her the qualification that she needs to be able to apply to Jet2 and go off and undertake her career. Ruby came to the college from Fred Longworth. She really enjoys the geography part of the course and researching different places and different destinations. And then lastly, Michael came up from doing level 2 in the sixth form and is on his second year now of the level 3 BTEC. He really likes the ideas behind travel and tourism, is really interested in looking at the different places that people can go, as well as looking at different visitor attractions and why people are attracted to these different types of attractions. So the course that we study at St Mary's is called the Extended Certificate in Travel and Tourism. It's a level 3 course, so therefore it's equivalent to 1A level. It has 3 mandatory units and they cover the following areas. Unit 1 is the world of travel and tourism. We recognise, as does the exam board, that some students will never have studied travel and tourism before. However, they do have experience of days out and going on holidays and the travel industry. Okay, so on this part of the course, they'll learn to develop the skills needed to examine, interpret and analyse a variety of statistics and measure the importance of tourism in the UK. They look at the importance of tourism to the economy, they look at visitor numbers, they look at attractions, where people stay, and the basic components that build up the travel and tourism course and the travel and tourism industry. So this provides a basis for the rest of the course. Unit 2 is global destinations. This is the part of the course that Mrs. Jatta teaches. Students learn about the different types of destinations, their importance, and investigate the features and appeal of global destinations. So we won't just look at the UK, we'll look at all destinations across the world of different types: ski resorts, cruise areas, theme parks, summer sun holidays, winter sun holidays, etc. Okay. Then lastly, the other mandatory part of the course is Unit 3, Principles of Marketing in Travel and Tourism. And learners look at how travel and tourism industries are marketed, organisations attract customers, look at how they care for them in terms of customer care, and look at the data they have about them to see how they can improve their holidays. Unit 1 and Unit 2 are both examined. We do these at the end of Year 12, which gives students the opportunity then, if they needed to either improve their grade in January of Year 13, right, or to have another go if the examination didn't go so well. And this allows them then to get the best grade possible from these 2 parts of the course, which are slightly harder than Unit 3 and Unit 9, which I'll talk about in just a second. They are examined slightly differently. Unit 1 is very much a standard examination with a set of questions based on an exam paper and based on the world of just general travel and tourism work. Global destinations is slightly different in that it's a 3-hour examination which you undertake at school based on some material that the exam board send in that we can study in school, take some notes on, and then take into the examination with you. Marketing in travel and tourism is a coursework unit, as is the optional unit which we take, which is Unit 9, and is looking at visitor attractions. So in Year 13, once Unit 1 and Unit 2 are completely out of the way, Unit 3 and Unit 9 will be doing all coursework in Year 13, which gives us plenty of time to do that to the best of our possible ability and to gain the best grade possible. So this is the other coursework unit that we undertake. It's an optional unit. We have chosen to undertake the visitor attraction one because we recognise that in most cases, most students have been to some sort of visitor attraction, whether that's a small visitor attraction in Manchester or Liverpool, or further afield in other parts of the world like Disney in Florida. We look at the visitors' needs, the importance of the attraction delivering as a memorable experience as possible. What is it about that experience that's memorable? How have they attracted people in? Okay, is it a natural attraction like Lake District, or is it a built attraction like Alton Towers? What's the success, the appeal? Okay, and what are the different needs that visitors might have that visit any attraction? This gains a good understanding then of how visitor attractions work, and obviously would be beneficial if students ever went on to work at a visitor attraction or study this further at university. So with travel and tourism being a BTEC, we don't get the usual A to E grades. We have distinction, merit, pass, near pass, and unclassified. Now, the near pass exists because in some cases students can get a near pass on a particular unit, for example, Unit 1, and they can still gain enough credits on the other parts of the course to pass the course overall. Obviously, an unclassified means that you have failed a part of the course or the overall course itself. The World of Travel and Tourism written examination set by Pearson, who run BTEC. It's an hour and a half long, it's worth 75 marks. And then the other examination, which I mentioned before on a previous slide, is Unit 2. Again, task set and marked by Pearson, completed under supervised conditions in class. Okay, but students are given 2 weeks beforehand in order to carry out some research. But the actual exam then is taken in a single session of 3 hours. That's worth 60 marks. Then we've got our 2 coursework units, marketing and visitor attractions, both internally assessed. So myself and Mrs. Jatta will be marking that coursework, and then some of it will be sent off to the exam board to be checked after it will be checked by somebody else in school, probably Mr. Smith, as he is involved in this course as well. So once I've done my BTEC, where will it lead me? Well as there being the specific content to do with travel and tourism, which obviously for the likes of Tom, which we saw earlier, was directly relevant to his course, there are other things that are very helpful, and I've mentioned some of these as we've gone along. We call these transferable skills. Okay, so the broad skills of being able to communicate and present ideas. Okay, now I don't necessarily mean you've got to get up in front of the class and present things there. It's a case of presenting your work on a PowerPoint or a Word document to your teacher, okay, through the written work that you hand in. We prepare learners for further study. So being able to research, being able to understand statistics and tables and graphs and things like that will help when students go on to study most courses at university. The qualification also carries UCAS points and is recognised by all higher education providers. Okay, so just because it's a BTEC doesn't mean it's worth any less than an A-level. It allows people to get into university. It gives you the same UCAS points in the same way as an A-level would, right? And all higher education establishments, so the universities that students apply to, will recognise them and allow those points to help you get in. And it also combines with a large number of subjects at level 3. So those could be other academic subjects. So travel and tourism would go very well with geography or business studies, or they could be more vocational subjects. And we find that quite often students do maybe one A-level and a couple of vocational subjects like travel and tourism and health and social care, or travel and tourism and BTEC business, those sorts of combinations. And finally, where will this lead me? Where would you end up working? Well, obviously there are a number of courses across the country which are related to travel and tourism. My degree itself is related to travel and tourism, hence the reason I've ended up teaching this course. As you could see earlier on, Tom was undertaking events management, which again is linked back to travel and tourism. But also there's a range of jobs: travel agencies, pilots, tour representatives, air stewards, stewardesses, tour managers, events organisers, and also a variety of jobs at Manchester Airport. And Manchester Airport is actually the largest employer in the Greater Manchester region. And so, there are plenty of opportunities out there for people going forward. Okay, I hope that's given you a good idea of what the course is like and what sort of things that we do. We do find that students take it for a number of reasons. They take it because they're interested in one of those jobs that you can see there, or they're interested in, universities, places where you're expected to have some background knowledge before you undertake the degree. But actually, some people just take it because they're generally interested in holidays and destinations and don't want to do pure geography, but find some of the geography within this interesting, and the fact that you can talk about their experiences on holiday and use that research that they've already done in the past as part of their summer trips to help with their coursework. Okay, if you do need anything else, you'll find me and Mrs. Jatta in the geography department, and we're very glad to have a chat with you and explain more about the course. Thank you.